we're going to talk about ratio and portion. And in the past, there are like a really cute videos that I want to show you. I don't know if I still can access it or not, because I think that website started charging money. It's still available. I'm going to show it to you after exam 1. This topic is going to be in exam 2. And the day you're going to take your exam, we're going to give you the next homework related to this, okay? The definition for ratio is that a ratio is a relationship between two amounts or quantities. Anybody know what quantity is? I assume everybody know, but it's not true. What is quantity? The two were kind of related. Is quantitative data and qualitative kind of data. So how are they different? No, quantity is just like the number. So I'm passing you a handout, and not this exam, but the next exam you will have questions like this. Ratio. The way they write ratio is going to be, they are going to be expressed as A to B or A to B or A to B or A/B. They are all acceptable notation for ratio. And sometimes it looks kind of like a fractions. It can be fractions and ratio both, and sometimes it cannot. So, and we have a special kind of ratios when two such amounts in a ratio represent different quantities. We often refer to such ratio as weight. Some of the ratio are weight. For example, you can say 30 miles per gallon. So there are two different type of units and data, miles and gallons. We can say 55 miles per hour. Notice the second part of it are single units per 1 gallon per 1 hour. So the second part represents a single unit. And when we set two ratio equal to each other, we have proportions. So if we do something like A to B equal to C to D, this is considered as a proportion. Or we can have A to B equal to C to D like that. Just be careful that the denominator parts cannot equal to 0. Okay, so this is the basic introductions. And I just gave you a handout, so we're going to work on that a little bit. You will have questions like those on the second exam, not the first exam. And then you also will have questions like that for homework coming up after exam 1. Okay, as you can see here, help me to add a 1 here. It's going to be 1351. The course used to call 351, but the state want us to have the common course number with all the other colleges like community college and other university, although some university have their own numbers. So we will look at those tables, and you have those cubes in front of you. If you want to actually play with the cubes, you can do that too. You do need to find the same color, and after you use it, please put it back to the bag and give it back to me. So this is yellow and green. So I'm going to pull some yellow and green from here so I can use to show you. But you can use other color for sure if you want to show this with actual manipulatives. We look at the first table. It's saying that one yellow is going to come with 3 green units. If you have 2 yellow, then how many green units should you have? For each yellow, it comes with 3 green, right? If I put down another yellow, it should come with another 3 greens. So it would be 6. For each yellow, come with 3 green is the ratio. On the test and on the homework, I want you to write that on the side, telling me that this is going to be yellow to green equal to 1 to 3. Are we okay? All right. This one obviously just one set of each, right? One yellow to one set of green. And the second one would be 2 sets, right? 2 set of yellow to 2 set of green. So I want you to show us this is 1 set and this is 1 set. I'm going to say this is 1 times 1 equal to 1. 1 times 3 equal to 3. It's red. This is not showing very well. Okay. The second one, I have 1 yellow, right? And then I need 1 set of greens. I'm going to say green, green, green. And then I have another yellow, right? And I'm going to have another set of green. So green, green, green like this. So this time would be 2 sets, right? I'm going to say 2 times my 1 yellow is 2 total. And this would be 2 set of green. 2 times of 3 will equal to 6 units. The next box represents how many sets? Sets. Again, for each yellow, I should have 1 group of greens. Each yellow, I should have 1 group of greens. Each yellow, I should have 1 group of green, right? G, 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 G. What are we multiplying on the top box? 3 times 1 yellow equal to 3. At the bottom, we have 3 set of 3 equal to 9. So I'm not going to draw on the next slide. You can see they have a gap here, right? Meaning they jumped. This is how many sets here? 7 sets. So I have a 7 set here, meaning I need to multiply what? 7 times 1 yellow will equal to 7. And then at the bottom, I have 7 times 3 equal to 21. So I'm going to just write down here, I will have 21 green. Okay? Because I don't want to draw that many. I mean, if you want to, you can. The very last box, they jump again, right? This time they jump to how many sets? 50 sets. So the 50 set is going to give me 50 yellow because it is 50 times 1 equal to 50. And then the bottom one would be 50 set needed times 3 is going to give me 150 of the green, right? Do you see how it works? So you will have homework questions like that and you will have exam questions like this. Okay, next I want you to go to the next page because when we come back after exam 2, I want to do one more at the bottom. If you flip it to the back of the page, let's look at table number 8. Table number 5, let's look at 5. We are doing ratio between what and what? Between what color and what color? Purple and blue, okay? So we have a purple to blue. I don't know the number yet. The one that they give us is what? This one, right? So this is how many sets? Normally it starts with, like they don't skip for the first 3. So this is 1, 2, 3. So this is set as 1 set, 2 sets, and 3 sets. I don't know how many here, but if this is 1 set, so I have 1 set of purple, I should have 1 set of blue, right? And I have how many sets of purple here? 2 sets. Each set is 2, right? And then I should have 2 here also. So each set of blue is 1. Can we see that? We should have a blue here. So I can fill out here, right? So this is going to be how many purple to how many blue? 2 to 1. Everybody okay? For the 3 set, I'm going to divide this into 3, right? 1, 2, 3, and then 1, 2, 3, right? What do I put in here? 1 blue for each set. Are we okay? Let's multiply it. So the first one would be what? 1 times 2 is 2 purple. At the bottom we have 1 times 1 is 1 blue. And then the second box we're going to have 2 times 2 is 4 purple. And then at the bottom we have 2 times 1 is 2 blue. Like, it kind of bothered me. I'm going to put purple here because I get confused. Okay. The next one would be 3 times 2 equal to 6 purple. At the bottom we have 3 times 1 is 3 blue. So you need to figure out how many sets here. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 sets. Label that. This would be multiplying what? 5 times 2 is 10 purple. At the bottom part, we should have 5 times 1 equal to 5 blue. So I'm going to have 5 circle here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then we're going to need to figure out how many sets is the last one. 25. Do we agree? 25. How did we figure out it's 25 sets? You need 50 divided by 2 because each set have 2 purple, right? We are thinking about 50 divided by 2 equal to 25, right? That's how you found that number. And then it would be 25 sets times what? 2 equal to 50 purple. At the bottom, we should have 25 times 1 is 25 blue, like that. Are we okay? So those are all the steps that we want to see on the homework and on the exam question for this. So these are the basic examples so far. Next, we are going to work on some work problems. On the homework and on the test, they will ask you to solve application problem with ratio and proportion. So these are questions related to ratio and proportion. Make sure you have very good and detailed notes so you can use that when you do your homework. Because if you don't show all the steps, you don't get full credits, okay? So for this kind of problem, first, they want you to use a table to solve. And second, they want you to use proportion to solve. So we will do two different ways. The first question say, if a college class ratio for men to women is 8 to 3, and there are 24 women in class. They want to know how many students are in class and how many are men. If I remember correctly, there is an exam questions like that. We need to do two different ways. One is using the table and one is using proportion. So it'd be good if you have some different color to show which part is already known, which part is the new things that you figure out. Each question will ask you to use the table and also use proportion to solve. What do we know? We have men, women. They ask for total, right? So we probably need total also. What kind of ratio? 8 men. For every 8 men, we get 3 women, right? So if we combine the ratio, we have 11. Okay? But that's not the total, okay? We also know what? There are 24 women, so where do I put it? 24 here? Okay, everybody okay with we write down what we know, basically. And then we have to have some step to show us how you found the answer. We want to see how do we jump from 3 to 24. What can we do to 3 if we become 24? Multiply what? 3 times. 3 times 8, which means I need to do the same for men, right? So men is going to be 8 times 8, so x side, right? So 8 times 8 is 64, okay? And then they also ask for total, right? Total is going to be also times 8. We actually don't know these numbers, so I'm going to change the color of it. 11 times 8 is going to be 88. Are we okay? When you do the table, write down what we know first and then use a different color to show the step how you found those answers. So the answer will say there are 88 students in class, and how many are men? 64 of them are men. Are we okay? So that's the how you use the table to solve it. Any questions for that part? Then we're going to use proportion. When we use proportions, this is men to women, right? So we're going to do men to women equal to 8 to 3. Okay, that's given to you. And then that equal to, we also have the number for which one? Women is 24, so line up with women. They're all women's number, 3 and 24. We don't know how many men, right? So I'm going to put men here. Write down this is men to women, write down the ratio, write down what we know. And then different teacher do it different way. I'm just going to cross multiply. I think it's easier for student to understand. You can multiply cross like this times this, and this times this. We cross multiply like that, we have what? 3 times what? 3 times m equal to 3 times m equal to 8 times 24, 24 times 8, the order doesn't matter. 8 times 24 is what? 192. To solve for m, we do what? Divide 3 both sides, so m is 64 men. So that's one of the answers. They also ask for total, so we have to show the work that how you found the total. How do we find total? Yeah, men and women, so 64 plus the 24 we know, together we have 88 total. So we're going to answer one more time. There are 88 students in class and 64 are men. I know it looks tedious here, but on the test, like one of the questions will ask you to use table and another one will ask you to use proportions. So it's not going to be the same questions like that. But on the homework, we want to practice. Question for this. Want to do maybe one more? Let's do one more. We have number 2 on the floor plan of a kitchen. Each 1/4 inch represents a foot. So you know those floor plans, they're kind of tiny. Each 1/4 inch will represent 1 foot in reality. If one of the base cabinets measures 1 1/4 inches on the floor plan, how wide is the cabinet in reality? We're looking at the floor plan. The keyword is that for each 1/4 inch, it represents 1 foot in real life. So now we have 1 1/4 inch on the floor plan. How wide is the cabinet? So again, we're going to use table and also proportion. We want to look at the floor plan and in reality. What can I put down on the table? The floor plan, if it say what? What number do I put down here? 1/4 an inch represent a foot. Okay. And then what other number do I know? So I'm going to say just this inch represent foot, so I'm going to put 1/4 and 1, maybe less confusing. What else do I know? One additional number they give you, what is that number? 1 1/4, where do I put it? Top or bottom? That's the only 2 choices. 1 1/4 is here, right? What is 1 1/4? How many of those do you have? How do we figure out? 1 represent what? 4/4 and 1/4 together we have 5/4 is here, right? So how do you get from 1/4 to 5/4? We're doing multiplication ratio. You need to multiply how many times of this? 5 times, right? Which means I need to multiply by 5, so this means 5 feet. Okay, so I'm going to write the answer saying that the cabinet is 5 feet wide in reality. And then we're going to do pretty much the same thing for the proportions. This time we're going to get from how many inches to feet. And then what do we have? How many inch represent how many feet? Represent 1 foot equal to 1 and 1/4 here. We don't know how many feet, right? Okay, we're going to cross multiply like that. This times this times that, right? Okay, see if you know how to do it. So I need to multiply 1 times 1 and 1/4 equal to 1/4 and the feet here. And 1 and 1/4 earlier you told me is the same as what fractions? 5 over 4 equal to 1/4 and the feet we have to solve, right? So 1 times anything is going to be just itself, right? It's going to be 5/4 equal to 1 over 4. We need to solve for how many feet? So how do we solve something like that? I want to get rid of the divided by 4. You can multiply 4 over 1 the opposite both sides. This got cancelled. And this got cancelled equal to 5. Same answer, right? The answer is the cabinet is 5 feet wide. Are we okay?